For the past 3 years, I've been on a journey of simplifying my life. It all started with a feeling of overwhelm, too much stuff, too many commitments, and not enough time for what truly mattered. So I decided to make a change. I embarked on a mission to declutter my physical space, my schedule, and even my mind. And let me tell you, it's been life changing. Simplifying my life has brought me a sense of peace and clarity I never thought possible. I have more time for things I love, less stress, and a clearer focus on what truly matters. So, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but if you're feeling overwhelmed or like your life is moving a million miles an hour, then simplifying might be for you too. So, I've created a list of 50 things that I no longer buy or need as a minimalist that helped me to simplify my life and reduce some of the unnecessary that I had. So I've got these 50 things organised into different sections. So let's start with clothing and accessories. Number one, trendy clothes you only wear once. I'm definitely guilty of this one. This is something that I used to do because I didn't really understand my style. I didn't understand what worked for me, what for my body, and I would just buy things because I thought, oh, it'll help me fit in, it'll help me look the part. But actually, I felt like an odd part, and I probably didn't reach for the items because I felt like that. So it ended up being a pointless purchase. So I no longer buy things that are trendy. I buy things that match the color palette that suits me and also the styles that suit my body shape. So I no longer buy things that are just fashionable or trendy. I buy things with purpose that I think will add to my capsule wardrobe. And within that, I focus on versatile pieces that would work for dressing up, dressing down, casual, nightwear, occasion wear. So I try and make sure that the pieces are versatile so that I am getting the most value out of that piece of clothing. I have to be able to imagine that I can wear it at three different occasions. Number two, excessive jewellery. I'm not a big jewellery person. Most of the time, I wear nothing, and I usually only wear a watch because I need a watch at school. So that's the only thing that I try and remember to put on every day. Otherwise, I forget. But I'm not a big jewellery person. But the jewellery that I do wear is really special to me and is things that I really love or have sentimental value. So I don't have a big collection. Number three, multiple purses or bags. Again, I'm not a big bag person. I usually have one main bag and that is it. I have one large bag that I use for school, and at the weekends, I tend to use a smaller, like crossbody bag. I have maybe two other bags that are like a bit more dressy, but I try not to be excessive with that. I'll only buy things that are really going to be worth mixing and matching with other items within my wardrobe. And primarily, they have to be functioning. They have to be able to take the capacity of my phone, my purse, etc. So they can't be really small. So I do have certain requirements with bags. I'm quite fussy. So I have a very small collection. Number four, excessive pairs of shoes. I generally don't have very many shoes. I have maybe two or three pairs of trainers, but they are specific ones. So I have one white pair of trainers that I wear as casual everyday shoes. I have one pair of sports trainers, and I have one pair of badminton shoes. I have four. I have one pair of golf shoes. So I have four trainers, but they are very specific. So I feel like that's not excessive. They are very purposeful. If I no longer went to golf events, I wouldn't have the golf shoes. But because I do, I think it's worthwhile having them. With regards to my everyday shoes, I have just two pairs of boots, and and they are different colours. So black and brown, so that I have a mix and match option with different outfits, and I have just a couple of pairs of flats. I really don't have very many pairs of shoes at all. Number five is clothes that don't fit or don't flatter me. I'm really particular about the clothes that I keep now. If I don't feel like they are showing my body in the right way or they're not very flattering, I will not wear them. I will not have them. If it doesn't fit, I will not keep it. There is no point. If I can adjust it to make it fit, then I will absolutely amend things or repair things to make them work, and I'm okay with doing that. But if they don't fit, I either make them fit or they go. Number 6 is impulse purchases. I'm really good at now waiting to buy something. I will try and put it in a basket, let it sit there for a couple of weeks before I buy something. I need to know that it is important. I need it rather than I want it. So I do consider every purchase. I try not to do impulse purchases as much as possible. I have to really know that I'm looking for an item to buy it. Number 7, dry clean only clothes. I will not buy things that are that level of cleaning required because life is too short. I don't have that time. And if they do say that, I will make sure that they look like they're ones that could go in a washing machine because I do not have time to go to a dry cleaners. I tend to go for any easy care type of fabrics and fabrics that can be easily washed. Number 8 is excessive makeup. I have a very simple makeup routine. I have one of everything that I need. I have one eyeshadow palette, one blusher, one bronzer, one foundation, one concealer, and I have the same product. And if I'm starting to run low, I will just buy that replacement item. I will not have back stock. I don't have excessive colour palettes of things. I tend to be quite consistent in what I use. And it also helps me to have a really quick and easy makeup routine because I know that I'm not going to be experimenting with different products. I am just easily able to put it on and be ready for the day. Number 9 is unnecessary accessories. I have branched into accessories in the last year or so, whereas before I would never really accessorize. And all I mean for me as accessories is some belts. So I have some belts that I wear that are waist belts and hip belts. So I have a couple of options and I keep 2 of each. I have a black and a brown for both sizes so that I've got options to be able to cinch in a dress as well as to keep trousers from falling down. And within that, I have focused on quality items rather than buying cheap ones. This means that I know they're going to last. Number 10 is high maintenance hairstyles. I get my hair cut and coloured, well, coloured probably once a year and cut maybe twice a year. I don't have a high maintenance hairstyle, so I don't go to salon often, and that really does make a difference to how easy it is to manage. I have kind of a faded out colour and it just kind of looks like I've designed it that way. So I go with low maintenance. Now let's move on to home and kitchen. If you've enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to give it a like and a thumbs up and subscribe so that you can know when I upload my next videos. Every like, comment and share really is appreciated because it helps my channel get viewed by other people that might find it helpful. Number 11, single-use gadgets. I try and focus on multifunctional tools, or if it's single-use, it has to be something that I'm going to use on a daily basis for me to have it. If it's not, then it's really not worth me having. Number 12, bulky appliances that you rarely use. So I only have items that I'm going to be using on a regular basis because I do not have the space in my small kitchen to have appliances on the side or in the cupboard. So they have to be something that I am going to utilise regularly for me to keep it. And I tend to try and get small versions of things as much as possible. 13, excessive dishes or cookware. I literally only have items that I use. I have a small selection of plates, enough for 6 people. That is the maximum I would probably have over to be able to eat. So I don't have any more than that. I try and keep it as simple as possible. There's less to wash, less to break or damage as well. And it's easier to store everything. Number 14 is dishcloths that you don't use. So I'm really particular about dishcloths, in particular like tea towels and stuff. I will only have ones that are really super absorbent. If they're not absorbent, then there's no point in me having them because they're not going to do the job. And the same with dishcloths that you wash with. I have the reusable ones that I can put in the washing machine and clean up. So I get a good amount of use out of them before they will damage. Number 15, decorative items that don't spark joy. I have a few little bits and pieces scattered around. They have to be something that I really love. If I don't love it, then I really don't want it displayed because I want it to be really specific about what it is that I'm sharing with people that visit my home. And I don't love everything. So if I'm not loving it, then I don't want it displayed. Number 16, knickknacks and clutter magnets. I don't have any magnets at all. I don't like having bits and pieces around. I don't do collections of things. And I find that has really made a difference to how calm my home is because I don't have things cluttering up spaces. So visually and aesthetically, it's really appealing to me. It's nice and calm and simplified. Number 17, disposable decorations. I don't have lots of bits of party pieces and stuff like that. I have really simple decor when it comes to occasions, and I try and reuse stuff as much as possible. 18 is unused furniture. I don't like having things that I am not utilising. If it feels like it's just taking up a space and not being used, then I really don't need it. So I have sold any unused furniture in my home. I've either upcycled it or I've sold it on. Number 19 is magazine subscriptions. I haven't done any magazines for a long time now. I do feel like if I was wanting to, I could read them online via my library, so I don't feel the need to have a physical copy. Number 20 is furniture sets. I don't feel the need to have layered tables or different furniture pieces that are like as big sets because it's only me and my son. I don't feel like that is essential for us, so we do try and minimise any kind of furniture related things. Now let's move on to entertainment and media. Number 1 is cable TV subscriptions. I don't have access to everything on cable channels. I have the very basic subscription because they are channels that I would watch, and I also have streaming sites like Netflix because I know I will utilise that daily. But I don't have anything that I wouldn't watch. So I don't have all the sports channels or film channels. I only have it as simple as possible because I don't feel like paying out lots of money for a subscription is worth it when there's lots of free stuff available that I can access. Number 22, video games that we don't play anymore. This is one that is particularly relevant to my son. He's now in the habit of when he finishes a game, he then sells it to be able to buy a new one. He doesn't keep hold of the games that he's completed. Number 23, unused music streaming sites. I don't have any subscription to music sites that give me monthly access. I just find that it is just not something that I utilise. I buy the odd CD to be able to listen to in the car, and I mostly listen to the radio. So I feel like I don't need that regular monthly subscription. Number 24, books that you won't revisit. So if there's a book that I have read and I think it's not one that I would read again, unless it is a couple of my favourite authors, I will not keep that book. I just don't feel like it is worthy of a space in my mini little library, my bookshelf, because I would like to make space for a new read. Number 25, excessive DVDs. I have a very small selection of DVDs of my absolute favourites. I have a couple of Disney ones, and I have Red Dwarf, and I have any Jane Austen adaptation, because those are films that I would watch again and again, and I feel like if I get to the point where I don't want the cable TV that I have, or the Netflix, then I have got access to my favourite shows. Number 26, unnecessary board games. I do regularly go through them and get rid of any age inappropriate ones that my son doesn't want anymore, like any childish ones. We go through them regularly, and if we're not using them, then I will try and donate them or sell them on. Number 27, gym memberships. I find it really difficult to go to the gym. It is not for me. I like doing exercise at home, or I like to just be physically active in my area and try and go to free things that I can. So a gym membership is not something that I'm willing to pay for. Number 28 is tickets to events that you would rarely attend. So if there's something that you get regular tickets, maybe you're a season ticket holder but you very rarely go, then is it really worth buying that season ticket rather than just buying for the occasional ticket that you do want to go to? So I focus on experiences more than anything. Number 29, expensive hobbies that you don't enjoy. If you have been buying things for a hobby and you're not really loving it, then it's time to say goodbye to those things. Sell them on or pass them on to somebody that will enjoy it. Try and explore free or low-cost alternatives than an expensive hobby. Number 30 is subscriptions to apps or any paid apps. I will never pay for an app. I will always try and find a free alternative because I just don't feel like it is worthy of paying for apps. I know other people might feel differently about that, but I just feel like if there is a free alternative, why would I pay for one? And lots of items or things I can do myself via a spreadsheet and stuff. So try and reduce down any subscription apps so that you only have the essentials. Now let's move on to digital and paper clutter. Number 31, unnecessary email subscriptions. Unsubscribe. Anytime any new ones come through, press unsubscribe at the bottom of the email and clear out your email subscriptions. And in particular, ones that are sending promotional emails on a daily basis. Some of the sites are awful and they do send daily emails trying to get you to purchase. So reduce those down. If you want free monthly tips on how to reduce clutter and live a more intentional life, then you can sign up for my newsletter. Number 32, paper bills and statements. You can download them online, you can get access to them online, you can copy them onto your computer. Do you need to have the paper copy? I tend to only keep the most recent paper copy that comes through, and I declutter any excess. Number 33, unused digital storage space. If you've got any clouds, make sure you're going through it regularly and clearing out anything that you don't need to be kept for a longer period. You're overusing some of your space. Number 34, excessive digital downloads. Only keep essentials. Don't download everything that you see or come across. Just save links to them rather than downloading them. Number 35, unnecessary browser extensions. You don't need to have lots of add-ons and things like that to monitor what you're doing. Simplify your browsing experience, get rid of all those excess tabs, and just focus on one thing at a time. Number 36, outdated software. You can get free or open source alternatives rather than keeping old things, so you don't have to pay for things when you're updating. Number 37, unnecessary digital games. Again, I cannot do gaming. I just get addicted, so I do not have any digital games at all, either on my phone or on my computer. So only keep something that you're really going to use. Number 38, physical copies of manuals and instructions. I am a geek. I do tend to read any instruction manual before I use the item because I think it's important to read all the instructions, and then I will dispose of it after. But I do use it and then I let it go because I don't see the point in holding on to it unless it's something that I need to be able to refer to on a regular basis. Number 39, unread physical magazines. I no longer get magazines. I do get the odd National Trust one because they seem to send them, but I'd rather not have any physical magazines. I don't read them. I don't enjoy reading them. I much prefer books over magazines, so I will get rid of those straight away. Number 40, excessive paper clutter. I do not like having more than a drawer's worth of paper. So I only have a certain amount of space and I limit that capacity. If it's getting full, I will go through it and clear out anything that I don't need. And I will also recycle the items that I don't need, and I will scan important documents into my computer so that I've got a digital copy. Now let's move on to lifestyle and personal care. Number 41, expensive brand products. I don't buy expensive brand care personal products. I don't feel like the brands are worth it when there are cheaper alternatives. I go for a product that will do the job that it says it's going to do, and I am not bothered about the name that goes with that. Number 42, excessive beauty products. I don't have a massive skincare routine or anything like that. I have a basic moisturiser and that does the job for me. I don't feel the need to have lots of different steps in my daily routine. It's far too complicated for me. 43, bottled water. I do not buy bottled water. The only exception I've had to do that is for my son's exam because he's not allowed to take in a branded water bottle or anything that has text on. So that is the only reason I've ever bought bottled water. I will not buy it. I would rather take a bottle and fill it up and use tap water. Don't see the point. Number 44, name brand groceries. I always buy store brands. I don't buy the named branded products because they tend to have more chemicals, more preservatives, more salt, more sugar. So I tend to stick with the cheaper alternatives. Number 45, expensive gym clothes. I literally have a pair of shorts for gym wear and some leggings, and that's it. And they're just ones that are really comfortable, but they're not expensive brands. I just don't see the point in overspending, but I will buy something that is quality so that I don't have to be replacing it regularly. Number 46, unnecessary extended warranties. I have the regular warranties when I buy a product, but I don't ever extend it because usually I have got my money's worth out of that product before I need to renew the warranty anyway. And I just feel like if it was to break, then obviously it might not be covered anyway. And I just think I'd rather be able to shop around and get what I want rather than have to just replace. 47, expensive phone cases. I think I'd just buy the cheapest one I can. It's usually a clear one, and I have one phone case. I don't buy expensive phone cases. My main function with a phone case is that it has to protect my phone at the corners, so it needs to be a relative thickness and like jelly-like. 48, expensive car washes. I have a bucket and I have car shampoo and I clean my car myself. I do not pay for a car wash. I just think it's easier and cheaper to do it myself. I try and get in the habit of doing it once a week, once every 2 weeks. Number 49, daily coffee shop purchases. I do not buy drinks in cafes, etc. all the time. There is probably once a week that I might get one at a cafe when we do park run. But other than that, I make my own drinks or I take them with me. 50, expensive haircuts. I have a very simple haircut. It's literally there and that is it. It's not complicated. I just have a little bit of bangs there, but I don't have a complicated hairstyle. So it makes it much quicker to have a haircut so it doesn't cost as much. And it also means I don't have to maintain the hairstyle on a regular basis. I only get my hair cut maybe twice a year. So remember, minimalism is about living intentionally. This list is a starting point to help you to simplify your life and to focus on what truly matters to you. I shall be back for more videos on decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year soon. Take care. Bye.